today, where we've got 4 suspects in custody. We now know that the same firearm that killed Aman Swart is the same firearm that killed DJ Sumbody and his 2 bodyguards. And we now know that the same suspects that were arrested in the Amar Swart case are also the same suspects that are arresting DJ Sumbody. What is also interesting is that the 2 hitmen in this particular case are also linked to the Teboho Tebojane attempted murder. So all these 3 cases are linked somehow. But really well done to the team on behalf of the National Commissioner of the SAPS, General Fani Masemola. Well done to the team that has been hard at work. This is really a culmination of hard work and dedication. And we are hoping that these arrests will provide the necessary closure to families as well as the fans of the late DJ, as well as the families of his bodyguards and so on. So the work continues, as I've indicated, that these firearms are being linked to at least 10 high-profile cases, most of them hits, attempted murder cases, as well as murder cases.
Thank you so much,
Brigadier.
I think we should bring in NPA spokesperson, Thank you so much. A roundup of what exactly happened in court today, in particular, of course, with these 2 appearances, and exactly what we can expect moving forward.
Indeed, as my colleague has indicated, that there were 2 separate matters. One that concerns the murder of DJ Sumbody and 2 other people. There we had 4 accused persons appearing in court, facing charges, amongst others, 3 counts of murder, 2 of possession of firearm, and the other of possession of ammunition. So that matter has been postponed to Tuesday the 29th, as one of the accused indicated that they wish to bring a formal bail application before court. So as the state, we were not yet ready to proceed. We are finalizing the investigation in terms of the bail application that must be heard by the court. So we have been granted that opportunity as the court to conclude those investigations, which will include, amongst others, profiling of the accused that wants to bring the formal bail application. And the second matter is the one of Tabiseng Zama, who's now accused number 5 in the sentencing docket that has Matala and others. So she will join the rest of the group on the 26th of October 2025 when the matter returns to court.
Hindi, can I ask you, with Ntabiseng Nzama, so we know she's facing charges of money laundering. Are you able to explain what she is alleged to have done?
Well, much of that information will be made clearer in court. This was just a first appearance. We are yet to hear whether or not she wishes to bring a bail application or not. So much of that information can only be divulged during that stage.
The issue of the court suspect arguing that it shouldn't be services. What's the update there? What's the position of the state in terms of where the 4th suspect should be kept?
We have indicated in court that the 4th suspect will be kept at Hoshimampuru, and the prosecutor indicated that there are ongoing investigations, and to secure the success of this ongoing investigation, hence the prosecution, working together with the investigating officer, concluded that it will be best for him to be separated from the other accused who are in Johannesburg prison, also known as Sun City, and the other is at Modabi Correctional Center.
Is the state willing to oppose the bail application of the 4th suspect, considering the fact that he's not in custody right now, so he does have the right to apply for the bail? How serious is that issue in terms of consideration as NPA?
He is in custody. He will be kept at Hosi Mampuru, and indeed, as a state, we will be opposing his release on bail. They are before court facing charges that falls within the ambit of Schedule 6, which are very serious offences. However, as the state, will outline our reasons for opposing bail in court.
I just want to bring in one last time, in terms of the political killings task team, can you confirm that it is still operational? And perhaps can you outline the work that is being done there, particularly because in that briefing by the KZN Provincial Commissioner, he had mentioned what seems like the cases that we are seeing unfolding now.
Well, I can confirm that the political killings task team is working on old cases. It has not been taking on new cases, but I think the successes are out there for everyone to really see. We are talking about since July 2018, more than 400 suspects. These include hitmen, alleged masterminds, hit orderers that have been arrested by the task team. More than 130 accused have been found guilty on various crimes. The recent ones, Yosindiso Magaga's killer, who was sentenced to 25 years imprisonment. We also have the ANC councillor Zakhele Kuzwayo, who was attached to the KwaMaphumulo municipality in KZN, whose killer was also sentenced recently to life imprisonment. So these two cases, the attempted murder of Teboho Tobejani, as well as the murder of DJ Sumbody and his two bodyguards, it's the work of the SAPS political killings task team working closely with other investigating teams such as your Gauteng organized crime detectives.
So no new conversations have been held about the future, about their future. As we said that it was disbanded, but you're saying it's still very much active. So there's no conversation about them being disbanded as yet, officially, within the structures of the CPS.
Well, there is a commission of inquiry that has been established. We do have an acting minister, Minister Mantashe, but we are expecting Professor Kachalia to then lead us as of the 1st of August. I think those conversations will be taken on that level, but the work must continue. The work to ensure that we find closure for families of the victims that have died in these cases must continue. So it is on that basis that the task team is continuing with investigations and so on. So really well done to the men and women in blue, not only the political killings task team, but also Gauteng organized crime, for ensuring that they bring a watertight case that will be able to stand in court. Many are asking why did it take so long? There are cases that are easy to solve. There are those that are complex and that require time. And I think DJ Somebody's case is one of those cases that required time because it required that we piece evidence together. And the firearms that have been linked, the AK-47 that is being linked to the Armand Swart case as well as the DJ Sumbody case, that is not the only linkage in terms of evidence. We do believe we've got overwhelming evidence over and above the firearms that have been linked against these suspects that have been arrested. So we are quite confident that the case that we have brought before court will really stand in court, and hopefully we'll see a conviction in this particular case and provide closure to the families and the fans of DJ Sumbody.
He was a giant in the South African music scene, a businessman with bold ambition, and a beloved figure who knew how to make people dance. But in November 2022, the nation woke up to the shocking news. DJ Sumbody, real name Oupa Sefoka, had been gunned down in a brutal ambush in Woodmead, north of Johannesburg. It was a hit that shook Mzansi to its core, leaving fans devastated, the industry in mourning, and a long list of unanswered questions. Now, nearly 2 years later, justice might finally be catching up. 4 suspects, arrested just yesterday afternoon in Gauteng, have made their first appearance in the Alexandra Magistrate's Court. That's right. After months of silence, whispers, and speculation, we now have actual faces behind the trigger. This isn't just a legal development. This is a moment of reckoning. The courtroom is tense. The suspects, all men, were brought in under heavy security. No smiles, no eye contact with the public. They are facing serious charges. murder, attempted murder, and unlawful possession of firearms. According to sources close to the investigation, authorities believe this was no random shooting. It was a planned, cold-blooded assassination. Let's rewind for a moment. November 20, 2022, Sefoka and his 2 bodyguards were driving through Woodmead around midnight when their vehicle came under heavy fire. Eyewitnesses reported hearing what sounded like automatic gunfire. The scene was pure chaos: bullet-riddled car, broken glass, and 3 men fatally wounded. Forensics later confirmed that it was a professional hit. These weren't reckless criminals shooting in the dark, this was execution style. At the time, the motive was unclear. Was it business? Was it personal? Was it linked to disputes in the nightlife industry? DJ Sumbody was more than just a music man, he was a businessman with multiple ventures. From nightclubs to events and even branded alcohol, he was building an empire. And when you build big, sometimes you make enemies. But still, no one could have imagined this end. Since then, the investigation has been slow. Painfully slow. Until yesterday. According to police sources, the suspects were nabbed following weeks of surveillance and intelligence operations. Apparently, breakthroughs came after forensic ballistics matched shell casings from the crime scene to weapons linked to one of the suspects. That was the final piece of the puzzle that led the Hawks straight to them. Now, the legal process begins. The magistrate's court is expected to hear arguments from the state for a formal bail hearing, although prosecutors are already pushing for the suspects to remain behind bars due to the severity of the crimes. The defense team, silent, no comments to the media. Which says a lot, doesn't it? For the Sefoka family, this is both a relief and a painful reminder. Justice is finally stirring, but it doesn't bring him back. His mother once said in an interview that not a day goes by without her hearing his voice in her head. For her, and for fans across the country, this case isn't just about court dates and legal arguments, it's about closure. The bigger question now is, was this a hit for hire? Was someone else pulling the strings from the shadows? Authorities haven't confirmed whether these 4 suspects or the masterminds are just the foot soldiers. That leaves a chilling possibility that someone out there still holds the real motive, and the money. Either way, the ball is rolling, and the nation is watching. This is about more than one man. It's about safety, justice, and restoring some kind of faith in a system that so often leaves families with nothing but unanswered questions. As we await the next court appearance, one thing is certain: DJ Sumbody may be gone, but his name, his music, and now his case, are not forgotten. And if these suspects are found guilty, they'll face the full weight of a country that refuses to let this crime slide into silence.